So hi guys, today I have with me the all new ASG SG-10 Bluetooth Mesh Intercom. Right now मैंने इस पे एक short बनाया था and a lot of people reached out to me, including a few of my friends, and they had a lot of questions. Right, so I decided to actually make a video explaining whatever I know about this device. Right now, some quick context. I know this video is gonna be far from perfect. Right, like this is more of an experimental video for me. I need some clarity for my channel, and so this is more of an experimental video for me. So there's gonna be no editing. There's gonna be, so it's you can just make out it's a very rough setup, right? But anyways, my main purpose is to provide you with all of the information. Right now, I just have this device with me for a day, right? So there are a few things that I still don't know completely, and I haven't had the chance to test them out, but I will share whatever little knowledge I have about this device for now. Right, so without wasting any more time, let's quickly get started. Right, now I will first show you about how this device clips onto your helmet, right? And as compared to the previous ASG SG-5 model, right, I'll compare a few things between the SG-10 and the SG-5 as well. Right, so first let me show you how this actually clips on and off the helmet. Guys, so coming to the clipping mechanism, so the design is quite different from ASG SG-5, right? So I have a photo of ASG SG-5 with me here because I don't have my old device, right? Oh yeah, for your information, I purchased this. So ASG has an exchange offer going on currently, and if you own their older SG-5 model that I did, you can get that exchanged. You have to pay them 7,500 and they'll get you this device. And if you plan on buying this device completely new, then you are gonna have to end up spending 12,000, right? So I exchanged my old device for this device. Right, coming back to the clipping mechanism, so if any of you are ASG SG-5 users or had one, you'll know. So ये कैसे clip होता था? So this SG-5 that you see, this was like a base plate. So this is your base plate, right? It used to clip onto the helmet. You can stick it or clip it. I prefer clipping it, so this is clipped as well, right? This used to clip on the helmet, and then आपको, wait, let me focus it. हाँ, ये जो knob जैसा दिख रहा है जो बाहर आ रहा है, used to press that and this device used to slide out, right? अभी इसका कैसा mechanism है? If you notice here, you will see this groove, right? One groove here, one groove here, and one groove is here, right? अब ये device जो है, ये देखो, you have place for the grooves here. So I don't know if I'll be able to do it with one hand, but you basically have to slide it in, right, the grooves, and then you just have to press it and it locks into place, है ना? And to remove it, you have to bend this a little. It's not a lever exactly, it's just a plastic part. So bend it and then you pull it out and it comes out of the groove, right? If I'm being honest, I actually preferred the old way of mounting, क्योंकि इसमें कैसा है, this basically plastic, over time chances are कि वो घिस जाएगा, and then this will become loose or it can fall off and all of that stuff can happen. So I honestly prefer this old one because it was a proper click and lock mechanism. It was quite smooth. ये थोड़ा bending and stuff, chances are you might end up breaking the plastic or getting the plastic worn out. So I honestly prefer the old method, but ठीक है, I mean, it's not too bad, right? Coming to the wire, so again SG-5 here had pins, right, like a pin system. This is completely different. This is like a micro USB that simply goes into this and that's it. So this goes into this and then you clip this on to your helmet. So there's no base with the pins exposed like there was in the SG-5, which I think is a better thing क्योंकि कुछ बाहर exposed नहीं है, so it's a better seal, right? It's more waterproof, it's more dust proof, so that I believe is a better thing, right? Here you obviously have your charging port, which they have upgraded to a type C, right? So here you have your type C charging port. No complaints there. I actually like this flap a bit more because it was sort of tighter in the SG5, but they fixed it. It's a better fit here. So yeah, there is that. Oh, by the way, so they have launched SG5, a new version of SG5 as well, right? Like they launched now, and the prices come down to 8,500 if I'm not mistaken, and the new version contains Type C as well, the new SG5 version. So just if you were planning on purchasing that, or इसमें obviously you had this antenna that could fold and click into place, and you can open it whenever you needed it. यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, here it's just this one device, right? I'll avoid discussing a lot of SG5 because this is mainly about SG10. So SG5 की ज़्यादा details मैं आपको नहीं दूंगा, but yeah, I'll definitely compare features between the two devices and let you know my initial thoughts on those features, right? So let's move on. ठीक है, now the first highlight that I would like to discuss with you is the biggest change in the intercom, right? And that is that this is a mesh intercom as compared to the SG5, which was a series type paired intercom. Now what's the difference? Let me quickly show it to you. Right now, SG5 and this is SG10. ठीक है, now SG5 कैसे pair होता था? If you went out on a ride with your buddies and you wanted to pair the intercom, say you are 4 riders, right? तो ये राइडर ए होता था जो पेयर होता था राइडर बी के साथ, who used to pair with rider C and used to pair with rider D, है ना? So this is a series type connection, right? mesh क्या होता है? ये हो गया A, ये हो गया B, ये हो गया C, ये हो गया D, and all of these are connected to each other, right? ये सारे interconnected होते हैं. अभी the biggest advantage in this is that, let me show you. So say you are riding, right, और B out of range चला गया, है ना, और disconnect उसने बंद कर दिया or whatever, B will go out and it is going to affect this whole link, क्योंकि ये सारे chain में connected and they dependent on B. In mesh, if B was to go out of the equation, it wouldn't make a difference, क्योंकि ये auto reconnect हो जाते सारे, क्योंकि ये, as I said, it's a mesh, it's interconnected, it's not a series connection like SG5. तो B चला भी जाता तो वो reconnect हो जाता and these three would get connected again. That wouldn't happen in SG5. So that is the biggest difference technology wise, that this is a mesh based pairing system and this is a serial based pairing system. That's the biggest difference, right? Moving on to the features. So I'll actually show you the manual as well, so I can quickly touch upon a few other features, right? So here they have given you an illustration, right? ये जो मैंने charging का दिखा आपको, type C port, ऊपर mini USB, right? So this mini USB, so the speakers and mic directly get connected into one, right? SG5 में दो थे, एक बेस में भी clip on होता था और mic का एक अलग slot होता था. Let me just quickly show you. So yeah, यहाँ पे माइक का वायर जाता था एंड दिस डिवाइस यूज्ड टू क्लिप ऑन द बेस. इसमें ऐसा नहीं है, माइक का वायर एंड ऑल ऑफ दीज आर इन वन, और ये एक ही वायर है जो डिवाइस में कनेक्ट होता है. ठीक है, सो हियर यू हैव योर पोर्ट्स. दिस इज़ योर प्लस माइनस बटन, राइट? दिस इज़ योर मास्टर बटन. M is for music sharing, right? Now that's a very cool feature that they introduced. कि if दो लोग paired हो, this is limited to 2 riders if I'm not mistaken. Let me just quickly check. Can't really find it, but as far as I know, this is limited to just 2 riders. So music sharing में क्या है? It's pretty self-explanatory. कि if you are riding with your buddy और तुम म्यूजिक सुन रहे हो and you want them to listen to music through your intercom, you can share your music and both of you can listen to it at the same time. Now that is a very cool feature. Mind you, I haven't gotten the chance to test it out yet, but this feature is available. That's a new feature, so I don't know how well it works, but I'm hoping it works well, and that's a pretty interesting feature if you ask me. ठीक है, these are your usual controls, right? ये हमारा power off का button है. So वही power on, power off. You can see this main master button. You long press it, turns on. You long press it, turns off. For battery status, they have introduced, you press both of these buttons. It works well. it gives you an approximate amount of battery left, right? So वो है. Factory reset is of course if you face some connection issues, so you can do that. ठीक है, वो थोड़ा it will delete your existing connections and you will have to repair your phone. Outer noise cancellation is an interesting feature. Now again, I haven't had the chance to test it out a lot, so I would not be able to comment if it's actually a gimmick or it's a really good feature, but it definitely works. ठीक है, तो क्या होता है basically इसमें, it's sort of hard to explain, but if any of you have used those noise cancelling headphones or earphones, उसमें एक कैसा एक ambient mode होता है. If you've used those AirPods or Sony's or Samsung Buds Pro, तो कैसा होता है, if you enable the ambient mode, it allows that outside noise to enter your earphone. तो ये थोड़ा similar वैसा vibe दिया मुझे. Definitely makes a difference. I did notice a difference while using it, but again I'm not sure of the purpose of it, है ना, but it definitely works. It's not just for namesake. You'll notice the difference in your earphones when you're using it. तो थोड़ा बाहर का noise आपको आएगा, आपको थोड़ा आपका खुद का mic का भी थोड़ा sound ears में आपके बजेगा. So there is that. The usual same charging, right? You have your phone pairing where you have to press the 10 and the Wi-Fi icon. Press करेंगे, it will go into pairing mode. And the usual जो SG-5 में, let me just quickly show you. SG-5 में, हाँ, तो sorry, SG-5 में जो था ये master button, so this is basically acting like that, right? There is one thing that I am not a fan of, and that is, so in SG-5 volume control कैसा था, it was this knob, right? Now it's better here, I'll tell you why. क्योंकि ये knob जो जितने moving parts होते हैं ना कोई भी device में, they are more prone to catching more dust and water, and so they are more prone to leakage. Here there are no knob type moving parts, so that's a good thing, it's more sealed. But the bad part about it is that ये knob से ना volume control होता था SG-5 में, and ये plus or minus button से you could change tracks. इसमें क्या हो गया, the volume button and the change track button are they have the same, so like the same buttons are for both of the functionalities. Now again, that is not a bad thing. I'll tell you what the bad thing is. कि if you short press it तो वो volume change करता है, and if you long press it तो वो track change करता है. Now if you think about it, it's sort of counterintuitive, right? Like तुम volume कितनी ही बार बदलोगे, हर गाने में तो you're not going to change volumes. They should have instead given a long press for volume change and a short press for track change, but ये लोग ने वो उल्टा किया. तुम short press करते हो तो volume change होता है, to change your music track you have to long press it. So that is one thing that I'm not a fan of. But खैर ठीक है, अभी not that I can really do anything about it. So that is one con I would say that I would actually like more in the SG-5 that had better functionality as compared to the SG-10 when it comes to the volume and soundtrack change. But yeah, moving on, ठीक है भाई, hang up calls, reject calls, you have your silence call as well, right? So plus and minus, you long press अगर call आता है and it will silence the call. ठीक है, you have redial, which also these were all part of the SG-5, right? Redial भी, if you double press the main button in SG-5 वो redial करता था, यहाँ भी if you double press this it is going to redial. Siri and Google now SG-5 में भी they had advertised this feature, but it didn't work for me for some reason. I don't know if it worked for the others, पर मेरे लिए SG-5 में कभी ये feature चला नहीं है. But I'm glad that it's working here. So it's working well here. One thing is that it won't work if you're listening to music. You'll have to actually pause your music, and only after you pause your music and this device is on standby can you press this. So this M जो button, I'm not sure if you see it, but हाँ, ये जो M वाला button, if you press it तो फिर वो आपके फ़ोन पे आपका Siri या Google Now या Samsung Bixby जो भी वॉइस असिस्टेंट है वो ट्रिगर करेगा. But if the music is playing, this button has another functionality which is an equalizer. I will come to that again in the later part of this video. But हाँ, if your music is off and you press this, it is going to trigger your voice assistant. और एक इसमें छोटा सा nitpick है कि वो voice assistant trigger करता है, but it has a 2 second delay. So click on it, वो beep बजेगा, and if you immediately say something, I've noticed that the voice assistant will catch the latter part of your sentence. So if I click on this, मेरा beep बजा and मैंने तुरंत बोला call Bill Gates और call Satya Nadella, तो वो सिर्फ Gates पकड़ता है, Nadella पकड़ता है. So you're basically gonna have to wait for 2 seconds before you speak your sentence. So you press it, beep आया, give it a 1 to 2 second pause, and then say call Bill Gates. फिर वो सही से आपका पूरा पकड़ता है. So that is one more thing that I've noticed, right? Yeah, they've also added this auto call answer feature where if you add this, use this combination, you long press it together, आपका it will enable your auto answer call functionality. तो आपको call जाएंगे, वो अपने आप in a few seconds answer हो जाएंगे. Again, I haven't tested this out because I don't really need this. I don't use this feature, so मैंने really try नहीं किया, but they mentioned it and I'm hoping it works fine. Can't really mess that up. ठीक है, these are usual music controls. So 10 again, play pause, previous track, next track, जो plus minus buttons है वो है यहाँ पे. Equalizer, right? Now I discussed it quickly, right? Equalizer कैसा है? Inbuilt, it's just like music plays, right? Equalizer कैसे होता है? It has 3 equalizer modes and they actually work well, I must say. ये भी ऐसा नहीं है कि नेम से के लिए फीचर दे दिया है. You'll switch the modes and you'll notice the differences. तो यहाँ पे लोग ने दिया एक speech mode है, एक music mode है. Third is DJ and EQ off, right? So now I'm not sure about the order of this, क्योंकि इसमें एक bass mode होता है, एक treble boost mode है, एक music mode है, ऐसा कुछ. There are 3 different modes and I actually couldn't toggle the equalizer off. So I don't know if I was doing something wrong, but 3 equalizer mode इसमें switch होता है and you do notice the difference. So you can select that as per your preference. Treble boost mode जो है इसका equalizer का, that gave me the loudest sound output, but वो slightly muffled sound था. So it depends on personal preference, to be honest. Whatever you like, ठीक है, you can opt for that. While we are discussing the equalizer, also quickly touching upon the speaker quality. So the clarity is good, है ना, मतलब. So I actually expected the speakers to be a big change and a big difference from as compared to the SG5. काफ़ी अगर अच्छे होते तो I would have been really happy. They are not bad, but there is no upgrade basically. मुझे वो same ही लगे speakers, if not bad, क्योंकि मेरे को there were times when मुझे slightly volume कम लगा. A few songs that I played, मुझे थोड़ा ऐसा लगा कि the volume is sort of less as compared to the SG5, but again, maybe it depends on other factors. I was in a noisier environment, I cannot say for sure, but the speakers are definitely not bad and the calls are very clear, crystal clear calls है. Mic पे भी तुम बात करते हो, थोड़ा muffled sound आता है सामने वाले को, but they can clearly catch what you're speaking. Same was the story with SG5, उसका भी there was no difference, ऐसा ही था. So I'll give the speakers a pretty much same equivalent rating. If you compare with the SG5, it's not a big upgrade. Speakers I would say are pretty much the same. Moving on, they've added FM radio, which again I haven't tested, but ये SG5 में नहीं था. So if you are a fan, I don't know who really uses radio today these days, but if you're a fan, you can toggle that and तुम FM radio भी इसमें सुन सकते हो. ठीक है. Here they've just given you what a short press is, how a long press is, stuff. So yeah, see, for volume, as I mentioned, short press the plus or minus button to increase or decrease volume, and you long press it and it changes the track, which again I'm not a fan of, but yeah. Now coming to the connections quickly, SG10 to SG10 mesh connection. Obviously mesh मैंने आपको समझा, you can connect up to 8 riders right with the SG10 to SG10 connection. If your friends have an SG5, that's a great thing that they completely support the SG10 to SG5 connection. यहाँ भी 8 device connect कर पा रहे हो. इसका pairing थोड़ा different होगा, you can see. So SG5 pairing कैसे होता था, so वो master slave में होता है, right? Now again, not really getting into the specifics of how you paired SG5, but इसमें ये दो, एक one person had to press this button and this button, and then दूसरा बंदा is to press this for searching, and then click कर दे तो वो 3-4 साथ में पैर, so एक को पैर किया, फिर दूसरे को पैर किया, तीसरे, it was sort of a hassle, right? इसमें अगर mesh connection कर रहे हैं तो all you have to do is long press this button. This is for SG10 to SG10, right? So ये जो Wi-Fi जैसा button है, you long press that button on all of the devices, right? And then once that is done, ये जो light वगैरह flash होंगी, they mentioned that will happen, and then once that step is done, you just short press it, and that will connect on any one device, right? और वो सारे devices का connection establish करेगा. That is pretty cool. Again, I have not tested this because no other friends of mine have gotten this device yet, but it is quite hassle free if it works the way they have advertised it, so I'll give that a plus. ठीक है, SG-10 to SG-5 भी थोड़ा सिंपल हो गया. नाउ SG-5 में कैसा है, SG-5 to SG-5 हैज़ थोड़ा हैसल मेथड था, इफ़ यू ओन्ड इट यू नो. तो इसमें कैसा है, अगेन इसमें SG-10 में यू लॉन्ग प्रेस दिस वाईफाई बटन है ना, और SG-5 में जो सेंटर बटन होता था, मेन जो वॉल्यूम नॉब वाला बटन था, यू लॉन्ग प्रेस दैट. ठीक है, वंस ये स्टेप इज डन, यू अगेन शॉर्ट प्रेस दिस बटन ऑन SG-10 एंड दिस डिवाइस विल connect to the SG-5. ठीक है, and again it works like magic. I don't know, SG-5 to SG-5 was a tedious process, but इसमें अगर आपके पास एक SG-10 है, ये लोग ने लिखा तो एटलीस्ट कि the device will now create a connection between all devices. So I don't know how well it works, but I mean I'm really assuming कि ये लोग ने लिखा है, so it should work that way. No issues there. So again the connection is sort of hassle free ये, and yeah, I'm not sure if ये mesh में चलता है, this is like a serial connection, but it seems like a mesh क्योंकि all of these devices are getting connected together. So again I'm not too sure of how this SG-10 to SG-5 connection works, but it works. And if you have a friend with another branded intercom like Sena हो या Blue Armor हो गया या V8 V6, what is that thing called, I'm not sure, V8 V6 intercom हो, so you can pair these as well, but उसमें सिर्फ 2 पेयरिंग का लिमिट है. so सिर्फ आपका ये एक डिवाइस और एक दूसरा ब्रांड का इंटरकॉम, सिर्फ वो ही कनेक्ट कर पाओगे आप. so that is a limitation here, but I don't think any other intercom device supports that as well. सबका वही लिमिटेशन है कि मल्टीपल brands आप नहीं कनेक्ट कर सकते, you can have at max 1 or 2 connections. so there is that. ठीक है, these are a few more instructions. if you really are interested, you can just pause the video and quickly read. I'm not going through the generic details, और ये थोड़े technical specifications है, right? the 5.2 Bluetooth version, dual chip, type C charging, operating frequency. the battery is the same as the newer SG-5. the upgraded SG-5 का भी 1000 mAh का बैटरी था. I think the older generation had 900 mAh, which they had upgraded in the last this. तो SG-5 का भी newer version has 1000 mAh, इसका भी है. standby is 15 days, वही working time is 10 hours, so I'm assuming 6 से 8 घंटे चले गए, again depending on your volume levels and stuff, but हाँ 10 hours ही always usually lab condition में होता है, so it should work for 6 to 8 hours without any problems. 2 hours charging time. It's IP65 waterproof just like the SG-5, same rating. Equalizer, just over voltage protection, they have mentioned it. SG-5 में नहीं था, यहाँ पे है, that's a good thing. CVC digital noise reduction, जो मैंने आपको ambient mode डिस्कस किया ये वही है, मतलब I didn't notice any other difference in the noise reduction. It's pretty much the same with SG-5, so there is that guys. and पीछे वहीं थोड़े वारंटी वगैरह के instructions दिए हुए हैं, so you can again pause the video and read it if you like. So yeah, I mean it's a good device. I'll give you that. It feels, the build quality feels better as well. ये buttons जो है, if you can hear, ये अच्छे clickable buttons है ना, and it's a good, the feel is good. It doesn't feel what do you say, flimsy or you know something that will spoil or break easily. तो वो अच्छा है. As I said, the knob इसमें नहीं है, वो मेरे opinion में it's a better thing. Less moving parts, they are better for the seal. moving parts attract more dust, more water, more prone to leakage inside, पर यहाँ पे पूरा और sealed है. even this, ये जो है, this is better than those pins as I said, वो बाहर expose होते थे SG-5 में. there is no such pin that is exposed outside. ये जो cable है वो सीधा इसके अंदर जाता है, and it's a pretty tight connection है ना. this I discussed with you, ये I'm again not a very big fan of. ये थोड़ा, if you see, थोड़ा soft plastic है, थोड़ा flimsy है. you can run into the risk of these grooves what do you say, getting worn out या breaking. so I'm not sure how well this will hold up, but let's hope it works well है ना. so this is basically a quick, quick तो नहीं है, काफ़ी 25-30 मिनट हो गया वीडियो, but yeah, I mean, I really wanted to cover it in depth and quickly give a quick difference between the SG-10 and the SG-5. So here's that video for you guys. Again, I know this video is far from perfect. There are a lot of issues with this. It's very inconsistent, lack of editing and all that stuff. But as I told you, it is experience and experimental video for me. I just want to see a few things, check out how it works. I promise to improve the quality in the future videos, right? But my main purpose was to give you the knowledge in the most detailed way possible. Whatever I knew, I wanted to cover that, and I hope I have done a fair job at that. So yeah guys, that was the video. Do like, share, and even subscribe to my channel. I mean, even I don't know what's coming in the future, but if you liked the depth and you liked the honest review, then please do drop a like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. If you have any other questions, please feel free to drop comments and I will do my best to answer them. I know थोड़ा hasty video था. I actually have a flight in a couple hours and मेरे को rush करना है, but I wanted to actually do this because I don't want to keep you guys hanging. So yeah, here is the video guys. Again, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye, take care.